Hello, glad you've joined me. Most likely you're joining me because your teacher has asked you to do some research and you're not sure how to get that started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you use the Ebsco databases. And we're going to start by being on the Foothill webpage. And you can do this from home as long as you have internet connection, which is awesome. Or your phones. You can do this from your phones too. So anywhere you have internet connection, you'll be fine. So Wi-Fi, internet's fine. So once you're on the main web page, you want to scroll over to Academics and scroll down to Library, and that's where we're going to begin from. So once you're here, you see that the Library main page, web page, and what it has to offer, and it has other additional sources which you can go ahead and look on at your leisure time. But we're going to go over here and start over here on the left where it says Ebsco Databases. You will need your username and password. Your username will be your school, so Foothill, and your password will be Trojans, plural. So make sure you write that down. From school, you won't need that, but since I'm from home, and if you do this from home as well, you'll need that. So just remember you need to keep that. Now here is all the variety of databases that we have that are available to you, as well as other resources like Novelist Plus is a resource for you to be able to research books and see what interests you. Same thing with Ebsco eBooks. So look through there and see what interests you. But we're going to go ahead and start with Explore Secondary Schools because it has the vast majority and it integrates all these other databases into it as well. So when you click on it, it brings you to this web page that offers a variety of topics. So where do you start? Well, it depends on what your teacher assigned you. So based on what your teacher assigned you and what topic words or topic ideas you have for your research is what you're going to do. So most of us, most of your teachers, or I've discussed with some of your teachers, and most of the teachers here at some point or another will assign you, especially in the English department, a juvenile justice report. So go ahead and type juvenile justice. And you'll see it gives you a variety of different terms that could possibly work for your research. So click search. And oh my goodness, it gives us 17,000 hits. That's good, that's a lot. However, it could be overwhelming and we don't want all that as well. So how do we narrow that down? If you scroll over here to the left, we're going to scroll down and narrow it down by articles that aren't older than 10 years, preferably. In college, you're probably asked to have more current research or as current as possible. It just depends on the type of topic and what you're researching. If you need primary resources, it'll depend. So those might be older. You also need to do source types. So here we have source types. Academic journals will reduce it. So now we have 1900. And then magazines will also help. Encyclopedias is also a good one because it does give you at least the basic research. So we're going to click on that. You notice that every time I click on it, it refreshes itself. So once it's refreshed, it gives you the information on here. And so here's a variety. And I know some of these may seem overwhelming, but you don't have to look at all of them. What you need to make sure you do is read the abstract. What's an abstract? Well, that's like a summary for articles. It also gives you subjects right here. So when you saw I clicked on the little magnifying with the paper. And then if you read the abstract, you'll know, is this a useful article for me? So in this case, we're going to pretend it is. So this is what I'm researching. This is what I'm using. So I'm going to click on PDF full text. And a PDF is pretty much, it was scanned in. So it's from the original source, in this case, BMC Psychiatry. So, and it's going to look just like it looked in the magazine, which is amazing. Sometimes it has visuals, so that's really helpful and that's really nice. And then it also gives you page numbers and all that other good information, which is really neat. Another thing that's really useful is if you scroll down onto your right-hand side, you have the options of printing, of saving it to your Google Drive, of sending it to your Google Classroom, and most likely that'll be the link. You can email it to yourself. This one's one that I've used a lot and a lot of other former students have used as well, and it's very, very useful. And then the one you want to make sure you look for is this little paper on the right hand side, and it says cite. You want to click on that because that way it cites information for you. And it's really neat. So if you notice it has citation format, you just have to scroll down to the one that you're using for that's required by your teacher. In high school, most of the time it's going to be MLA. So here we have MLA. So what you do is you copy it and paste it onto a Word doc or a Google Doc. So that'll be how you do it. Sometimes you can use APA. Some of your history teachers might require APA, but most likely it'll be MLA. So that's your main section. So that's Explora, which is really neat, and that gives you a variety. So you saw how I went through that. But let's look at some of our other options. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. So that's our main page. I'm going to go back one more. And here we are to the main page where we have the variety of databases. Another useful one and a good one to use is biography reference. That is going to give you, so let's say you need to have information on an individual. Your teacher has assigned you an art project and wants you to do history on a particular person. Here is where you would find that information and be useful. So it gives you information on that individual. And if you notice over here on the right hand side, the variety of other subtopics you can look for. So that's biography. We go back and now we have points of view is going to be one of the best ones you could use for controversial topics. I know a lot of the teachers assign controversial topics at some point while you're in high school, so this will be a very useful one. So click on that, points of view. And since we already touched on our subject of juvenile justice, we're going to go ahead and search for that. But as you can see, there's a variety of categories you can look for. And usually on the top right here where we have the pictures that's scrolling over, those are usually the hot topics that are being discussed currently. That doesn't mean that's the only thing. If you scroll down, you'll have more. And then when you click on this little more button, it'll give you a variety of additional more to choose from. But since we already have an idea of what we're researching because of our topic we have from our teacher, we're going to go ahead and type that in so we can see what it has and see how that one's different from the others. So here we go. Here's in this one it only gave us 4 as an option, but that's okay. And what it's going to do is going to give you the overview. If you scroll down, an overview is like a summary. So it's giving you just, what's the issue? Why is it an issue? And then it's going to give you on the right-hand side the point and the counterpoint, which is pretty neat. So then you can find information. That could be your jumping point. In this case, it'll already be 2 sources you have. And then if you need help setting up your paper, you look over here on the right-hand side as well. But then it gives you a list of terms here that would be useful. The history. So points of view is really interesting, and it's really one of my favorite ones. And again, here we can have the various options. You can listen to it, but sometimes depending on how long the articles are, it's going to be too lengthy, so you might want to just skim through it if it is. Permalinks, it'll save it for you, so then you can come back and link it for you. Again, the email's available. You can save it onto a thumb drive, and you can cite. So those are all the various options. And if you're not sure how to find this or how to get to it, if you're not sure if this is an actual good source, or I'm not sure how to set up my note cards and I need help because I find this information, but where am I going to put it? Come to the library and we'll be able to help you out, and we'll guide you, and I'll send you where you need to go for the various databases depending on your topic. Don't be afraid. We're here to help you out, to guide you, to help you be successful for that paper. All right. Have a good time. Thank you.